Assemblyman and Appeals Court ruled today that Governor Christie does have the constitutional authority to sign the executive order to withhold $475 million in state aid to schools for this current fiscal year in order to help keep the budget in balance and force school districts to use their surpluses. So that $475 million ship has sailed as far as schools are concerned. What are your thoughts on the impact of not getting that aid, coupled with the $820 million in school aid cuts for next year? Let's start there. What do you think about that?
Well, I think most of the school, not most, I think all of the school districts had already gone forward from that point. So in terms of taking last year's surplus, I don't think that will have a significant impact going forward. Obviously, the more important issue is where do we go from here? And whether, again, I agree with the court. I think the governor does have the constitutional authority to do it. From my way of thinking, is it the wise course of action as opposed to the constitutional course of action?
And I think in the decision, part of what the court said was schools don't have to use this surplus. The surplus is, by definition, extra funds. They don't have to use it if they don't want to. But some schools are saying, districts are saying, including Perth Amboy, filed the suit, that they were hoping to use this surplus as a carryover and be able to hold on to teachers' jobs. And now it looks like they're going to have to lay off a couple of dozen.
It's an awful, awful dilemma that these districts are facing. I mean, education, I'm chair of the education committee. To me, it's the highest priority in the state. We're beyond cutting to the bone. We're into really putting the patient into intensive care. We have got to find a reliable funding source so that the kids of the state of New Jersey are given adequate funding for a quality education. And I do not believe that the governor's actions in that particular case are wise.
And when we look back at the $475 million in cuts to keep this current year's budget in balance, we were $2 billion in the hole at the time the governor made that announcement. Did you see any other course of action? The court didn't, did you?
I mean, that train has left the station. Going on, I said it then and I'll say it again, the governor should have sat down with leadership in both houses and attempted to come up with some compromise that everyone could have lived with. But the train has left the station. He chose not to take that course of action. We have to go forward now. Let us hope that we can now come down in a conciliatory fashion and all work together to address these issues.
Very good. Assemblyman, thank you very much.